All right, so you're prepping for the ASVAB, and you know that the arithmetic reasoning section can be a real beast. Today, we're going to zero in on one of the trickiest parts, rates and word problems. You know the ones. If you can nail these, your score is going to see a serious boost. So let's dive in and break down the one strategy you absolutely need to master them.
So let me ask you something. What do you think is the #1 trap on the ASVAB? You're probably thinking it's some crazy complex algebra, or maybe some obscure geometry formula, right? But the real trap, the one that gets almost everybody, is actually something that looks way, way simpler.
That's right. The most dangerous problems are the ones that look friendly. These rate problems, they seem so simple on the surface, like basic multiplication. But they are specifically designed to trip you up if you don't have a rock-solid strategy. See, they're not just testing your math skills, they're testing how you think.
So how do you beat them? Well, you need a secret weapon. A single, super powerful concept that just slices right through all the confusion. We call it the per-1 anchor. And trust me, it's the key to solving every single one of these problems without breaking a sweat.
So what is this per-1 anchor? Well, at its core, it's just a fancy name for the unit rate. It's simply the amount of something per one single unit of something else. You already know this stuff. Miles per hour, jobs per day. This simple idea is the foundation, the bedrock, for everything we're about to do.
Like, if you remember literally nothing else from this, remember this right here. Your first move, every single time, no exceptions, is to define per-1. Burn this into your brain. Make it your mantra for every single rate problem. It's the one step you just cannot skip. Still not clicking? Okay, let me put it this way. Imagine you and a friend are trying to measure a really long hallway, but you don't have a tape measure. All you've got are the shoes on your feet. So you walk it heel to toe and you're like, okay, it's 10 of my boots long. But then your friend who's wearing smaller sneakers measures it and says, nope, it's 20 sneakers long. Now you've both got a number, but you've got a problem. So who's right? How long is the hallway? Is it 10? Is it 20? The truth is, you can't know. You can't compare boots to sneakers directly. It's like you're speaking two different languages. And this is exactly what happens in these word problems when you don't find a common unit. What you need is a standard unit, right? Like a foot or an inch, something you can both agree on. That standard unit is your ruler, and that is your per-1 anchor. In these ASVAB problems, finding the rate per 1 hour or per 1 day is your ruler. It makes everything make sense.
All right, enough theory. Let's see this thing in action. We're going to take a totally typical ASVAB problem and just apply our per-1 anchor strategy, step by step. You'll see how easy it is.
Okay, here it is. If one worker completes a job in 4 hours, how much of the job is done in 1 hour? Now, your brain might immediately see the 1 and the 4 and just want to multiply. Don't do it. That's the trap. Instead, we anchor. Okay, let's use the anchor strategy. First, what's the total job? It's just one job. Easy enough. What's the total time? 4 hours. So to find our per-1 anchor, the work done per one single hour, we just divide the job by the time. That's one job divided by 4 hours.
And boom, there it is, 1/4. The worker completes 1/4 of the job per hour. That is our unit rate. That's our anchor. Now that we have this, we can figure out anything. How much work is done in 2 hours, in 3 hours? It's easy now because we have our solid foundation.
Okay, knowing the right way to do it is huge. But it's just as important to know the wrong ways the test tries to trick you. The great thing about the per-1 anchor strategy is that it's practically designed to help you just walk right around these common traps.
You're going to see these 3 traps everywhere. People multiplying when they should be dividing. They totally forget to account for changes in time, like minutes to hours. And the biggest one of all, they try to mix different rates together without finding that common anchor first. I mean, check this out. This is a classic trap. If worker A takes 3 hours and worker B takes 5 hours to do a job, you can't just add 3 plus 5 to get 8 hours. That makes 0 sense, right? The right way, the only way, is to first find the per-1 rate for each of them, how much of the job they each do in 1 hour. Once you have that, then you can combine them.
All right, as we finish up here, I want to give you a whole new way to look at these problems. Stop seeing them as just a jumble of numbers on a page. I want you to start seeing them for what they really are. They're stories. Seriously, think about it. Every rate problem is telling a little story about a trip or a project being built or a task getting done. It's describing how fast that story is unfolding. And when you find the per-1 unit rate,
You've just found the central plot point. You've found the heart of the story. And once you have that, figuring out the rest is easy. So let's bring it all home. This is your key, the thing that's going to unlock every single one of these problems on the test. Before you do anything else, find the unit rate. Anchor to 1. Make that your automatic muscle memory first step. And I promise you, you'll dodge the traps every single time. You've totally got this.